Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I would like to talk to you about Pearson Online Academy because I just want to throw out my experience of what I've gone through with my child and maybe give you some light in the situation. A lot of times I've been told that my daughter just wasn't meant for a school situation. She doesn't do good in groups, she doesn't do good with one teacher and multiple kids. I do agree with this to a certain extent, but no, I really was, at a point, there's a point where I did believe it, I believed it for years, and now I'm at a point where now that I actually have on hands learning with my daughter, I completely disagree. You just weren't doing your fucking jobs. Like, literally, you would rather throw my kid all over the place than do your fucking job. So, I'm talking about the CCSD for where we're at currently. My daughter has been to 5 schools in her entire elementary deal. She got thrown around to 3 different schools here because certain grades do not do the special ed program for behavioral specialists, and then most of the time with the behavior kids, they were mixing them with the other children who are severely disabled. And some of these conditions that these kids have, they will mimic the behaviors of the other children. And then you're dealing with that issue as well as being in a class with other children that they don't feel like they're a part of. They don't feel like they can connect with these children. They want to be with the normal kids. And then that causes a bit more discomfort for that child. And I just wanted to point that out. My daughter had a severe issue with that. And the fact that they do not separate behavioral kids from the other kids just completely blows my mind, to be honest with you. Uh, I understand funding's short, but you guys get millions of dollars for funding, so really there's no excuse. Um, and then to switch my child around to 3 different schools in one district only because each grade doesn't have special ed is completely confusing and really hard for a child who's already dealing with a disability and already dealing with a really hard time with change. And I believe them constantly changing her situation really is what was leading to her downfalls of having F's in her grade and having acting out in school and getting called every single day. Hey, your daughter's freaking out. Hey, your daughter's freaking out. Hey, your daughter shit herself. Come get her. When it was only like this long of a little poop smear, and you could have just told me so I could brought baby wipes and underwear, let her go to the bathroom, let her change herself decently, continue on with her school day, but you choose to send her home anyway. So that's cool. So I'm just going to let you know about Pearson Online Academy. I went to very many online private schools, and the going rate for most of them is $4,400. And if you do find one cheaper than that, I very highly doubt that you're going to find one with a really good curriculum and a really good base plan that's not just here's the lesson and here's YouTube to figure out your answers. Because yes, there are those. No, Pearson Online Academy has an actual set course. They have a parenting portal, they have a children's portal, they have links to online web that's not YouTube, that is proper information. And they have glossaries, they have their own curriculum, they have their own software, they have their own platform, and I totally respect them because they allow you to do a payment plan. Is it a set payment plan? No. If you can only afford like $200 a month because you're a broke ass bitch like me, then they'll accept that. But you have to realize you're paying off $4,400 in less than a year. So please keep that in mind when you're trying to budget how much you're exactly going to be able to put out. But they take different increments. They can, they can take 200 one month if you can't really push it. They can take 400 the next month if you can push it. And they're willing to reason and work with you, which is really, I think, very important to point out, because there are companies that's like, no, 4,000 straight up, like, sorry, like, it doesn't do payment plans. I had one that straight up told me, since you're a single mother, I know that you can't afford this plan. So, Laurel Schools, yeah, that was Laurel, basically said that. So I have to say that Pearson Online Academy has done wonders for my daughter. Not only has it kept her safe, but it's also given her the material and the information to continue forward. And my daughter went from having F's in her report card, struggling, failing, not making grades, got held back a grade, to now my daughter's on a fucking honor roll. And this is her doing the work. This is her doing the work. How is it that when I get my daughter from the schools, the public schools, she can't even write, and they went 4 months without even telling me that she couldn't write a sentence, she couldn't write a short story, but then you have her on subjects where she has to do this stuff? That's ridiculous. And I was very furious about how bad that situation had actually gotten. And then I get thrown into Pearson. I was like, they're throwing all these writing tests on us. My daughter could barely write. She was really struggling with writing. She could read way more than she could write. It was crazy. And I'm like, hold on, she can't write all this. And they actually worked with me. They sent me a tutor. They're like, here's a lady who's a specialist who went to school to be a teacher, because guess what? I didn't go to school to be a teacher, idiots. I failed out of school, for fuck's sake. So they sent me a tutor. They sent me somebody to help me. And not only did they send me somebody to help me, but they went over her curriculum, they went over her lessons, and they made it better. They made it better for her and easier for her. And now my daughter can write stories. And now my daughter can do things that your public schools failed to fucking do. So I wanted to throw this rant out today because I really want to give Pearson Online Academy a good heads up. Thank you so much for doing everything for my daughter. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the availability to payment plans. Thank you for offering that to people who can't afford $4,400 on the drop of a hat. I appreciate that. Like, I'm sure many people appreciate that. And thank you for providing your service to everywhere in the world. There's people from Egypt, there's people from Canada, there's everywhere in America, there's people from Australia on the site. Like, and that's really cool to me that this is a platform that you can give to children all over the world who travel. As a military child, I really know what it's like to move all over the place and then end up in a state that had a higher curriculum for graduation than the other, and then not be able to graduate due to the fact that you moved. Um, or the fact that you move so much that your curriculum gets, or your credits get lost somewhere along the way, and then no one can really get them back. So that happens too. But that's fair for the child. That's how it should be. No, that's not how it should be. And I have to admit that Pearson Online Academy really was the starting point to things working out with my daughter in school. And it was I think it's just a very important point to put out there, and something that I wanted to share with you guys about my struggles with things, and also put the record straight that my daughter, it wasn't all her. It wasn't all her. I'm not saying there wasn't a percentage, but it could have been better maintained. And the way that the school system, the public school system here handled it was absolutely deplorable. And when you have a parent who comes out to you genuinely feeling like, it's something with them and not something with the child, you need to really listen to that parent. Because right now, I mean, honor roll student. My daughter has A's and B's, mostly A's. I've never seen her report card look this good. I honestly was like, is it me? Is it all me? Am I just giving you answers? And it made things harder on her. And what did she do? She passed her state tests. She passed her CPA test with her teachers. She more than once proved, I know this. I know this. I'm a good fucking student. And the environment that I was in, and the changes, and the constant school changes, and the constant being stuck in special ed classrooms with children with severe disabilities, and getting hit by these children and hurt by these children. No wonder my daughter was acting out and hitting kids, because she's seeing these other kids hit kids, thinking it's okay. And the thing with ODD is they mimic behavior. And it's a very common thing with children who suffer from this disability. So I think that's really, it really deters the child when you decide to put a child who mimics other children's behavior in a classroom for the kids that act way worse than she does. Like, hello. But no, that's okay because we totally understand mental disabilities. We could take care of that. We could take care of these. Y'all are idiots and obviously not doing your job right. If I go, uh, let me see that my daughter is in third grade. She was held back in second grade, so she did second year twice. She's done 4 years of school, and she's been through 5 schools. But then she goes on Pearson Online Academy and was failing the whole way, but then goes on Pearson Online Academy, is now honor roll student. I'm just saying, I really hope people understand the struggle I'm going through. But thank you for watching my channel. I will have a new video that we'll be posting soon here, so please all enjoy. And I hope that you all have a great day, and please stay tuned for new product and new stuff and new rants and new reviews. And woo! Bye.